So I ordered a Starlink mini dish. I already have the standard Starlink mounted on the house, but I wanted something more portable that I could potentially use in the car. The mounting hardware for mounting in the sunroof or sun window of my Tesla Model Y hasn't arrived yet, so I'll do another video to test that once that comes in. The box is fairly small, packaged as you might expect from SpaceX. Buying the initial hardware is about $600, and then there are two plans available, one with unlimited data that is not considered for mobile use. That's around $150 a month, and then one with mobile capability but limited total bandwidth per month at 50 gigabytes per month is $50 per month. Comes with a 50-foot cable, and I purchased a shorter cable to be used with battery power. Some kind of a mounting bracket there. I'll have to look and see how that's used. And a power adapter that has a USB-C outlet. A standard DC cable, as you can see here, was purchased separately with USB-C on the other end. A shorter cable, in this case attaching to this Anker battery that has 25,000 milliwatts of power capacity. Since I already have a Starlink attached to the house, I already had the app on my phone. In the case of the Starlink Mini, all the router hardware is included inside the antenna, which is a little bit bigger than an iPad, as you can see sitting on the chair there. So the first step is to attach to the Wi-Fi. Once you're attached to the Wi-Fi, the Starlink app finds the device and offers to let you configure the Wi-Fi. You can give the Wi-Fi access point a name and of course set the password. And it goes ahead and configures itself and makes an attempt to attach to the satellite. I'll show the screen recording at the end of the video showing the configuration a little more clearly. There was so much reflection on the screen. The Starlink software comes with its own speed test, but of course I ran the speed test app on my phone that I use to test all my internet connections from Oakley, so I'll show that as well. And note for this speed test that I just threw the thing onto the chair. I didn't attempt any aiming or alignment or obstruction testing, just to see what the initial connection speed was, which wasn't that great initially. But then I went back to the app and aligned the thing properly so that it's pointed in the correct direction, which in this case was a little bit northeast, which is the same direction my home installed Starlink is pointed. So here we load the Starlink app, trying to calculate its orientation. As you can see, the Wi-Fi wasn't configured, so I have to give it a network name and a password. From here, it's going to go ahead and connect to the device and apply the Wi-Fi settings. Now the cell phone is connected to the Starlink Mini. We run the Starlink's speed test again. Again, this is without really having aimed the antenna. And the speed's not so great, similar to what you'd get with cell phone network. Though of course the speed to the Starlink shown in green will be pretty quick, since that's just basically the speed of the Wi-Fi connection using, I think, Wi-Fi 5 standard in this case. So again, this ridiculously high speed is not your internet speed, it's just your speed between the cell phone and the Starlink, not the speed of the internet, which is shown to the right at 10 megabits per second in this case. So here I decided I would put the airplane mode in place so that all of the internet available is going to be through the Starlink Mini, just to avoid any potential confusion. So here, using the standard speed test app from Ookla, connecting to a station in Tampa, getting between 20 and 40 megabits per second download speed. And I found the upload speed usually was somewhere in the 2 to 3 range, which is slower, of course, than what I get on the standard Starlink, which has a larger antenna, or certainly less than I get with the cable modem. But again, I'm just running this self-contained off of a battery, which I could be in the middle of the ocean or most anywhere on the planet with a view of sky and have this internet connection, even in motion. So now back to the Starlink app, and maybe we can do some antenna aiming action here. So it wants me to take a picture of the sky to see where the obstructions are. Part of the sky is obstructed, I guess, by the back of the chair in this case, because I don't think I'd set it on the ground yet. So not a bad view of the sky there. So we try it again now with the device on the ground, so the chair itself is not in the way. So in this case, it's a nicer section of the sky and shows the obstruction shouldn't be a big deal. So back to the dish aiming section. It says I'm not correct, so I need to twist it more in the direction of north, it looks like. So I'm moving the antenna a little bit there. And then it tells you a little bit more of the tilt using the kickstand underneath. So I'm adjusting this by hand to see the direction. You can't really see that at the same time, but I'm just twisting the antenna around on the ground there until I get the direction right and then get the level of tilt more or less correct, which the kickstand was the appropriate tilt. And now it's aligned properly. So we run the speed test one more time, initially using the Starlink app for the speed test. And the upload speed's a bit better when it's properly aimed, as is the download speed. I ran this a few times and it averaged between 30 and 50 megabits per second. So back to running the Oakley speed test app. Again, this time with the antenna aimed properly. And again, we're getting in the 30 to 40 megabits per second range on download. And then for upload significantly slower, 2 or 3 megabits per second uploading. So you're not going to use this device to service a web server, I don't think. But that wouldn't be typical use anyway. In any case, you see it didn't take but a few minutes to set this up. Just a random location in the backyard gave me adequate signal. I'll do another video later from the car.